being disrespectful, but they talked a lot of trash and they got humbled. And I think that that's okay. That is sports. That is what we live for in sport.
Aya Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces just got humbled. The Aces, stacked with 4 Olympians and a unanimous MVP, walked into the playoffs thinking they were going to steamroll everyone, but nope, that didn't happen.
We did pretty well. It wasn't our outcome, but damn, we did pretty good, considering who we had stacked against us.
Now Aya Wilson is trying to act like she's not bothered. She didn't have a great performance at all. The game took place while controversy was swirling around Aya over the comments she made about privileged players like Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers. Wilson went on to say she's going to be just fine, showing no real concern about being knocked out of the tournament as she tries to regain her name and the respect of her fans.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to hurt for me. We're blessed. I get to play the game of basketball, get paid while I do it. I'm around phenomenal women, just like, it's a fun thing. So hopefully no one hurts for me. We're going to wake up the next morning and be pretty good.
Caitlin now seems to have her revenge on DJ Carrington after the push a few days ago, then Marina M, and now Aya Wilson, following her elimination from the playoffs.
Went from being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum. And Coach Becky Hammon was under fire for basically saying that her team was too busy being celebrities and they were distracted and that's why they're not winning games. The list goes on and on. If you're this Aces team, you really need to regroup and maybe make some tough decisions about the future of this team.
Aya Wilson, widely regarded as one of the league's greatest players, an MVP, and the face of the Aces, was expected to carry her team to the finals. Yet, they fell short, leaving fans and analysts questioning what went wrong. Beyond just a playoff upset, there seems to be a deeper story at play. Wilson's early exit has sparked conversation, with some suggesting that karma might be involved, especially in light of her controversial comments about rising star Caitlin Clark. Could her remarks have influenced the Aces' downfall? Meanwhile, Breanna Stewart outperformed Wilson throughout the series, highlighting the competitive edge of her team. Wilson, who made history as the first unanimous MVP in WNBA history, entered the playoffs with immense expectations. That accolade should have been the crowning achievement of an incredible season, setting the stage for a deep playoff run and even a potential championship.
Who was unanimous MVP, which, by the way, is the first unanimous MVP in the NBA or the WNBA to ever not make the finals, which is something else. Fans are they're gonna share that. It does not mean that we are misogynistic or we're just hating on A'ja. No, it's just this is what happens when a team loses.
Despite the Aces being one of the most talent-loaded teams in the league, they fell short of reaching the finals, a huge disappointment for both the team and Aya Wilson. This outcome makes Wilson the first unanimous MVP in WNBA history to miss the championship series entirely. For a player of her caliber, this isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a notable hit to her legacy.
Because, the talent's going to be there, the skill's going to be there, everyone knows we're going to work in the offseason.
While Wilson's individual season was nothing short of spectacular, her team's early exit from the playoffs cast a shadow over what was supposed to be a crowning achievement. Fans and critics alike began questioning the true weight of an MVP title if it doesn't translate into postseason success. Things get even more interesting when you remember that earlier in the season, Wilson made headlines for her comments about Caitlin Clark, the rising star from Iowa who has taken the basketball world by storm. Reports suggested Wilson wasn't thrilled with Nike's promotion of Clark, implying that Clark was privileged and didn't deserve the hype. Many were shocked, viewing it as more than just basketball criticism. Some saw it as an attempt to gatekeep the league and block an up-and-coming player from gaining attention. At the time, fans wondered why a season MVP like Wilson would take issue with a rising star like Clark, someone who could elevate the visibility of women's basketball. Whether it was competitive tension or something deeper, Wilson's remarks haven't aged well. Clark, meanwhile, continues to ascend, and Wilson's controversial comments only add fuel to the narrative surrounding her disappointing playoff exit this season. While Wilson seemed distracted by diminishing Clark's star, Breanna Stewart stayed locked and on the court. Stewart, another MVP candidate known for shining in high-pressure moments, completely outplayed Wilson in their playoff series. This wasn't a fluke or a couple of standout games. Stewart dominated Wilson from start to finish. Her ability to elevate her game when it mattered most stood in stark contrast to Wilson's struggles in key moments. Stewart delivered crucial plays that secured victory for her team, while Wilson, despite being the unanimous MVP and leading a star-studded roster with 6 Olympians, faltered when the pressure was on. The question on everyone's mind, with all the talent, the refs, and the support she had, how much more did Aya Wilson really need?
Aya is hell, but that is not the point of the story. Now, if you look at all these pictures and I'm connecting the dots here, they are all wearing Timbs. And someone may have left their Timbs at Barclays Center, which is how we got this iconic picture of the Liberty getting the last laugh. But believe it or not, the last laugh does not end here. Now, after this game in the post-game press conference, Brianna Stewart mentioned that she has receipts from last year, and so does the entire team. And she doesn't forget the things that, said people, were saying about them last.
This raised serious questions about Wilson's ability to perform when it mattered most. While her regular season accolades are impressive, her struggles in the playoffs exposed a glaring gap in her game. Brianna Stewart's ability to shine in big moments highlights exactly what sets her apart from Wilson, a consistency and poise that Wilson has yet to demonstrate under pressure. For a player with unanimous MVP credentials, failing to lead when her team needed her most is a problem that can't be ignored. In the final game of the Aces season, Wilson managed just 19 points. For most players, that would be solid, but for the league's unanimous MVP in a must-win matchup, it fell short. She didn't bring the superstar energy her team needed, and her presence on the court fell off. The Aces, stacked with 4 Olympians, failed to deliver, and Wilson's lackluster performance was a major factor. This disappointing ending has left fans and analysts questioning whether she truly deserved the MVP title this season.
They need the big that can stretch the floor, get out Asia way when she's trying to go to work, stand in that corner, shoot that ball, okay? Now, if I'm looking at somebody, I'm looking at Tina Charles. Tina Charles, a little bit older, yes. Smart. Knows how to play with other bigs, yes. Stretch the floor, yes. Do other things that Asia might need her to do, yes. Okay? I'm Tina Charles, I'm trying to get my first ring.
This team wasn't just talented. They were stacked with some of the best players in the world, featuring 4 Olympians, including Aya Wilson. They were widely expected to dominate their competition and cruise to a WNBA championship. Instead, they faltered when it mattered most, crashing out of the playoffs in a stunning disappointment. For a team with that kind of firepower, this early exit raises serious questions. Was it a lack of chemistry, the pressure getting to them, or did it come down to Wilson's leadership? As the unanimous MVP, she was expected to elevate her squad, especially with so much talent around her. Yet when the stakes were highest, they crumbled. These lingering questions about why they couldn't perform under pressure will follow Wilson and the Aces through the offseason, casting a shadow over what should have been a historic run.
It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that because I really like that group. Now, what did y'all gather from that? Because I'll tell you what I gathered, all right? It's not going to be the same group. KP leaving. KP's a Valkyrie. That's what I got from it, okay? I'm not no magic translator or anything, but that's really what I think she was trying to say.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the same player Aya Wilson reportedly didn't want Nike to promote, was navigating her own playoff journey. From the sidelines, Clark's postseason run was cut short under controversial circumstances, plagued by foul trouble throughout her final game. In one particularly frustrating moment, she was poked in the eye by DJ Carrington, leaving her with a black eye and adding to the disappointment of her early exit.
And to act like there isn't or hasn't been legitimate resentment emanating from those who are pioneers. Nobody's fooled here. You got pundits who used to play in the WNBA, some of them who didn't, and who was speaking on behalf of those who didn't want to create that kind of noise themselves because of the negative impact. We talk about it when the men do it. If we detect jealousy, if we detect envy, if we detect resentment, and it's amongst the fellas, we put it out there. Shit, we act like it's the latest episode of General Hospital. But when the ladies are feeling that way about another young lady like Caitlin Clark, and people like myself and Shay Shay call it out, suddenly it's a problem.
Despite these setbacks, Clark handled the situation with grace. Her exit wasn't due to a lack of effort or skill. Her performance had been stellar, but rather a result of some unlucky breaks with officiating. Even sidelined, Clark's presence was undeniable, leaving fans wanting more of her electrifying play. When she was eliminated, viewership noticeably dropped, underscoring her growing influence in the sport. Clark's poise and determination, even in the face of adversity, only further solidified her as a rising star, one whose future playoff moments fans are eagerly anticipating. One of the most telling signs of her impact came immediately after her elimination. Viewership for the WNBA playoffs plummeted. It became clear that Clark was the primary draw for many fans. Even seasoned stars like Aya Wilson, despite her MVP status, couldn't maintain the same level of interest. This shift in viewership speaks volumes about Clark's unique charisma and star power. She's become a player that audiences tune in to watch, not just for her skill, but for the excitement and energy she brings to the game. In the end, the fans have spoken. Caitlin Clark has proven to be the real MVP when it comes to keeping viewers engaged and invested, signaling a potential changing of the guard in women's basketball as her star continues to rise. This brings us to the ultimate question: who is the real MVP? While Aya Wilson may have won the unanimous MVP award, her inability to step up in the playoffs and her team's early exit raised doubts about whether she truly deserved it. Breanna Stewart dominated Wilson in their head-to-head series, and Clark, despite her own early exit, captured the hearts of fans and drove viewership. Wilson's MVP status now feels somewhat hollow when weighed against the impact of other players this season. Stewart outshone her in the postseason, and Clark's star power was undeniable even from the sidelines. Fans' desire to see more of Clark rather than Wilson suggests a shift in who the audience views as the face of the league. While Wilson may hold the official title, it's hard to argue against the idea that Caitlin Clark, with her unmatched charisma and fan appeal, has become the true standout of the season.
Only the aces sell out every game. They got 4 Olympians. They got Asia Wilson, unanimous MVP. They got Kelsey Plum, who was the #1 overall pick. Jackie Young was on the Olympic team. Chelsea Gray was on the Olympic team. I don't get it.
Now, let's circle back to the comments Aya Wilson made about Caitlin Clark earlier in the season. Wilson reportedly attempted to downplay Clark's meteoric rise and even tried to prevent Nike from promoting her. Fast forward, and Wilson now finds herself in a very different position. Her playoff run ended in disappointment, and she won't be back on the WNBA court until next season. Timing couldn't be worse for Wilson, who had questioned whether Clark truly deserved all the attention and accolades she was receiving. Ironically, while Wilson's own performance is now being scrutinized, Clark is the player fans are eagerly waiting to see more of. The same player Wilson tried to dismiss has captured the imagination of basketball fans everywhere, and Clark's rising star is undeniable. Meanwhile, Wilson's legacy is being questioned after failing to lead a star-studded Aces team to the finals. Her playoff struggles and inability to step up in key moments have led some to wonder if her MVP title was truly deserved. In many ways, it feels like karma coming full circle. Her attempt to diminish Clark's rise has not aged well, especially as Clark has earned the admiration and respect of fans across the basketball world. While Wilson's season ends in frustration, Clark's future looks incredibly bright. Fans are clamoring to see more of her, and it's clear that Caitlin Clark is on the verge of becoming one of the biggest stars in the sport. Meanwhile, Wilson faces an offseason filled with questions about her own place in the league. As Aya Wilson heads into the offseason, she has much to reflect on. Her unanimous MVP award, once a career highlight, is now overshadowed by her team's failure to reach the finals. Her comments about Caitlin Clark linger as a reminder that underestimating others can have consequences. In contrast, Caitlin Clark's future is shining bright. Despite her early playoff exit, she has already proven herself as a rising star, with fans eagerly following her every move. The viewership numbers speak for themselves. Clark is the player fans want to see on the courts. You enjoyed this. Leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.